Habari ma Afrika, mimi ni King, nina furaha kukutana na wewe. Asante kwa kutazama King Said So. Ladies and gentlemen, Sunday was, they teased us a day before yesterday about a sexual scandal reported to have happened in the MK political party. We were all beating around, asking ourselves, who could it be? Could it be Floyd Shivambo, Jacob Zuma perhaps? Who could it be? Nacho Nhleko? Who? But it comes out that the truth is now in the light. It is Mary Phadi who is accusing Dr. John Hlophe of some sexual misconduct between the two. Apparently, there was a message that was sent that I'm going to read for you guys, a WhatsApp message, and that message was wanting Mary Phadi to spend a night with Dr. John Hlophe. And Mary Phadi said, ever since she said no to that in a diplomatic way, things started going downwards for her. And she believes that Dr. John Hlophe is the one that pushed all of these propagandas and, character assassination of sister Mary Phadi. Now, in South Africa, this sexual misconduct and sexual harassment in the workspace between colleagues, between friends, between families is a very serious issue. So we have to attack it and analyze it in a very sensitive manner, that we don't push down the magnitude of sexual harassment, especially in South Africa. It goes both ways. It has worked in terms of accusing gentlemen the wrong way, and it has worked for women in terms of finding the perpetrator even years after. Some women take time to report these things. Some women, report it immediately. So it's not a time issue. It's an issue of, did it happen or not? Is there evidence or not? And we are going to find out, because Mary Phadi was there at Newsroom Africa, interviewed by Ukoli, and she answered the questions that we want. And I want us to watch this interview together, analyze the body language, analyze the voice tone, the facial expression, and analyze exactly what Mary Phadi is saying about Dr. John Hlophe. Let's talk about that and much more.
Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King Said So. I'm your host, Kagiso Hlongwane Zinchiva Sono, and we're back at it again with another one. And this time around, we're talking about this sexual misconduct case that is happening in the MK political party. Before I dive into that, let me tell you that on the 2nd of May, we are having a gala dinner at Buckley West, just 30 kilometers outside Kimberley, and we will be hosting you guys who have purchased your tickets at the Val Inn Guest House. What a beautiful black-owned business there. And I'm proud to say that the gala dinner preparations are going very well for you guys. You're going to enjoy music, you're going to enjoy drinks, you're going to enjoy the food, you're going to enjoy your time in Kimberley. And I promise you guys that you will not walk away without understanding what the Paseta school is trying to do, the direction of which you are trying to go. The Val Inn Guest House is beautiful. You can bring friends. We've got rooms where you can sleep 2 people, rooms for couples, rooms for 4 people, rooms for singles. We've got a swimming pool. We've got everything that you need that can fencing tickle your fences. So please make sure that you come to the Val Inn Guest House on the 2nd of May. The event will be starting at 6 o'clock. It's a gala dinner. African Dynasty is our dress code, black and gold. So for each and every one of you that has purchased the ticket, thank you so much. If you haven't purchased a ticket, make sure that you go to www.paseta.co.za to purchase your ticket, ladies and gentlemen, to avoid any disappointment. The VIP, I think maybe 2 or 3 more tickets, VIP will be sold. Please buy the other VIA, very important African ticket, which is the 1,000 1,000 tickets so that we can fill that venue, and we can donate so that we can buy bricks and cement and pay the constructors to do a proper work there on the scene. So thank you so much to each and every one of you who are continuously sending your 50 Rand contribution to the Paseta, believing in this dream, to say we can build this dream. My team would like to thank you guys for all the contributions and all the messages of encouragement that you are doing. So let's get into this issue of Mary Phadi. I actually want to watch the video with you, the interview with Toli, and I did not watch it. I downloaded it and I'm like, let me respond to this. I don't have any notes in front of me. The only thing I have is a phone where I'm going to be watching this video with you guys so that we can listen to what Mary is saying. And after I will read the letter, I'm going to read just one paragraph from the letter, because actually it's only one paragraph that is addressing this sexual misconduct issue. Sexual misconduct is a very sensitive issue in South Africa. When you look at the history of these cases, you have had men that have been wrongfully accused and went to prison because the girl said, no, he raped me or whatever. And you have had cases where women has suffered because of being afraid to be victimized, because when women report this type of cases, it is South African culture that we ask questions. Why did he rape you? What were you wearing? What did you say? Who why did you lead me? Like, there's so many things that South Africans say that scare women from reporting these things. I don't think Mary Phadi is a woman that me and you can scare or intimidate or anything like that. But anyway, it is her who decided to come out now. So the coming out time is a non-discussion point. We don't discuss if she came out next year. There was never perfect timing. There was never perfect timing to come out and say, listen, this gentleman did this to me. So I want us to walk into this thing with those two points in mind, that sexual misconduct can be used as a weapon to attack and destroy somebody. But also it does happen that if the women don't report it, it kills themselves. Their lives will never be the same again. So assuming that this is true, well done to Mary Phadi for standing up and actually saying whatever she's saying. I'm sure this thing is going to end in court. I'm sure they'll, like the other judge, we're going to hear some crazy things. But let's just hope that, for me, I'm starting at unfortunately for men, you are guilty until proven innocent in these cases, unfortunately. And that is not how the law works. But let's watch this video together and let's hear what Mrs. Mary Phadi is saying.
Former Mpumalanga MK convener Mary Phadi is accusing the party's deputy president, John Hlophe, of making unwanted sexual advances. In a letter circulating on social media, she claims to have been vilified and victimized for turning him down. Mary Phadi joins us in studio tonight to talk about her claims of sexual
Let me make
harassment.
Notes also. Let me
Ms.
make
Phadi,
notes.
thank you very much for your time. Very serious accusation, and particularly for a country that's been gripped in the last few days, watching the Judicial Conduct Tribunal against the Eastern Cape Judge President Selby Mbenenge. And here are yet more claims from another woman in South Africa. Talk to us about your story. What has happened here?
I think it was caused by the sequence of events, because it all started in August, and because of that reason, one is trying to understand as to what could be the escalating propaganda and attacks that one gets within a political party. I had to go to court to clear my name. Hence, the convener and reinstated in my position as a convener, as well as the party leader in the legislature. But if you look at what has been happening, one can wonder as to, is that the reason why I have denied the deputy president an opportunity to advance his interest in me. And the first letter that I received, it was from him. The beginning of August, we met. Before the end of August, already I was receiving a letter that says that I should give reasons why I should not be withdrawn as a party leader.
So there are two things here, and I would like for them to be separated, because your position in Mpumalanga as the MK party convener, you are telling us here today that you are still the convener of the MK party. We'll talk about that at the end. We'd like to deal with the sexual harassment claims. What can you prove? What is it that you can put on the table and say, this is what John Hlophe said to me, and this I view as an attempt at trying to get me to...
That's a good question.
You know, I don't have to prove anything because it is personal, and the messages that he has sent to me are the ones that can be able to prove that. I don't have to sit on the table and say, I'm trying to convince you, Claudie, to say this had happened. Yeah. But if you read the messages, you'll be able to tell what I had denied him to meet with me, and therefore later within that month, and then you see such responses, then you now think as to why I could not write to the president earlier. It is because everything happened so fast, in such a manner that when he sent that letter of me being requested to withdraw myself on the 26th of August, he then disappeared into the picture. And then later on, I received another letter, which is the letter that is sitting in court, and it does not make sense in terms of the dates. But where we are seated here is that I don't have to say it myself, but I can tell you now that messages can be able to prove that. But beyond messages... So
these are messaging, these are text messages via the phone that you say you have in your possession?
The information that is there, it will assist everyone to be able to be comfortable. But because it's a personal matter, I'm happy with the fact that I'm trying to find the understanding as to exactly what is happening, and therefore I don't have to prove myself to any messages. Yeah. He can even go and do a lie detector test, then we are sorted.
Okay. So many things are coming in. I honestly am watching this video for the first time with you guys. I watched this video for the first time. I make notes right now because it's one of those cases where opinions don't count, and whatever you say, you're going to step on the nerve of some people. You say something, the men get angry because of the history. Like I said, I explained some men being wrongfully accused, and you say something, women get insensitive, very sensitive, because they go through this thing on a daily in their work environment, on a daily, So with the notes that I'm writing down here, she says it started in about August. Should I read that part of the message of the letter that she wrote to the president, so that we can also understand before going into this? And I'm very interested in the middle part and the second part, the second and third paragraph here. You guys can see this message was directed to the president of the Mkhonto Wesizwe president. Mkhonto Wesizwe political party, and it says, I would like to put in record that the accusations have been escalated since the deputy president, Dr. Comrade John Hlophe, made sexual advances towards me that I did not appreciate. He made sexual advances. That word is a key word that is going to be used in court. Sexual advances. It means it must be clear that he was demanding sex. It must be clear. It must be so. Yeah, the messages must be something like "Utompanini, uzongipanini, nyakhalela." Those type of messages is what sexual advances means, and it's a very broad term, but basically it means umuntu ucelile, yabona, to advance in you. Yeah, if you understand what I'm saying. Where was I? Made sexual advance towards me that I did not appreciate. As a leader in Mkhonto weSizwe, I take the matter of ethics and morality very seriously, and with the mandate to serve and deliver to our people. So she says she takes ethics and morality. Why am I failing to say this one? Morality very serious, because she's there to serve and to deliver to their people. This is a very important paragraph, ladies and gentlemen. She says, as a woman, I am being vilified and victimized since I refuse to give in to his attempt of spending a night with him as a favor on August. Ooh. So as a woman, I've been vilified. This is how she feels, and victimized because she refused to spend a night with him as a favor. A favor for what? A favor to do what? I'm not asking her. I'm just breaking the video down. I'm just breaking the letter down. So these are the things. Whatever you say here, whatever you say in interviews, just remember it will be used in court. And once what you said here and you say in court correlates with what you are saying in your messages, everything is fine. But you know how these advocates are. They find the smallest loopholes in terms of speech that you have made wrong. But anyway, let's continue reading. It says, of spending a night with him as favor on August the 4th in 2024. And then he sent a text with effect of 22:54, which is now 6 minutes to 11 o'clock, okay, at night. On that day, after we had a leadership meeting in Nelspruit, my refusal and unprepared sensitiveness was, excuse me guys, was the diplomatic drive to manage this situation. Okay, so let me read that again. My refusal and unresponsiveness was a diplomatic drive to manage this situation. So that's what she's saying. She said her non-responsiveness and her what? Her refusal to this situation was her handling this issue in a diplomatic way. There's many things that are coming out here, ladies and gentlemen. There's many things that are coming out as I'm going to look at the notes that I just did now as we were watching this. Utoli is trying to drive this woman to give information. You can hear Utoli. Utoli said, no, man, listen, there's two matters here. There's the matter of you being removed as a provincial convener. Leave that one. We'll address it a little bit later. Let's handle this issue of the sexual misconduct case, because that's the serious issue. That's the issue that we called you here for, because as media, that is their job to push these negative stories and everything so that everybody can sell news that in that manner. So she's saying, no, listen, don't have to prove myself. You know, her focus, her heart is on the provincial convener portfolio. She wants that title. And you can see every time she goes back to this issue. Every time she says something, 2-3 words, and she goes back to this issue. It does not mean that Dr. John Hlophe has not made any advances to her. You understand? She's a very, very beautiful lady, and I'm sure Dr. John Hlophe might have made some comments, got the numbers, made send messages at night. It's a possibility. You understand? I believe she's married, if I'm not mistaken. She is married. So making Dr. John Hlophe is also married, ne? So making this type of advances towards another person in this institution of marriage is sexual misconduct, ladies and gentlemen. You don't have to touch somebody. It can be a message. It can be a look. It can be a wink of an eye. We as men have to be very careful. We have to be very careful. You know, we have to be very careful because some ladies, they are, and I'm out of this issue of Umamomere. I'm not talking about her. Some ladies, they are happy with you as long as they get what they want. The moment they are not happy with you giving them what they want, they can turn on you like that. And that happens the same with guys. The guys do that to women all the time. Women do it to guys all the time. So be careful, even if you are both genders. If you are a person in position, in a position of authority, be careful in these things. Don't send any messages. Rather, mshele face to face. Mshele face to face. Don't be brave on WhatsApp test. You know, don't have, all of a sudden, all of these charming words to say at night on a WhatsApp test. Make sure that if you are advancing these type of things, you do it face to face. You understand? So that person can look at you and say, listen, I'm not feeling comfortable with what you are saying. And you can say, oh, sorry, this one, and even if they report it, you are still wrong as a man. So, we have to be sensitive to us, which is Mary. She named a time on the letter, 6 minutes to 11. She named the time. By naming that time, it means the message is there. So those of you who say, King, we want to see it, you will see it. That the right time will come. She's waiting to be pushed. Remember now, this woman is taking the MK in the deep waters. Everybody will be tested. The Secretary General will be tested. What is he going to do? Is he going to challenge the Deputy President? What are they going to do? Dr. Advocate Mpofu, what is he going to do? I think he's the head of the disciplinary committee. What are they going to do? What are they going to do? Jacob Zuma, what is he going to do? And the whole eyes of South Africa is watching here. There is that sense of South Africans are saying, she's doing all of these things because she's bitter that Busisiwe Mkhwebane is coming. That is your opinion. That is your opinion. But your opinion does not mean it's going to drive this situation in your direction. Mary Phadi has got the MK political party on its balls right now. They have to be very, very careful addressing this issue. Very careful. Very, very careful. Dr. John Hlophe is going to go to the courts. My advice, as he goes to the courts, he has to step down for some time. Because Mary Phadi, in the other clip, she says, listen, he must be suspended. Like, she's going after him. She's going after him. She wants him out. That is the situation that we find ourselves into now. What is going to happen? So, Mina Nawe, let me tell you something. As a supporter of the MK, as the supporter of the EFF, as the supporter of whatever political party that you have, please, asingazingeni lezi abantu laba bayithu. Asingazingeni. Understand? This is not a physical sexual harassment. She's saying this man made advances and asked to spend the night, to spend the night. It is a misconduct in terms of sexual harassment. It can be turned into sexual harassment, but it is nowhere close to rape and physical touching or anything like that. So it has to go to court. Dr. John Hlophe does not have a choice. He has to address this issue, and we are going to be watching the MK political party to look what is it that they are going to do. How are they going to handle this situation? What is it? Because like the EFF with Dr. Mbuyisana Ndlozi. Every time now the MK political party is in public and is speaking to journalists and everything, that question will always come back. So what are you gonna do with Mary Phadi? Is she still the provincial convener? Are you going against the court order? What are you saying about the sexual harassment cases? That is the case. Up until the MK sorts this thing, you cannot avoid it. Even us as podcasters will be asking these questions over and over so that we can get to the bottom of this, because we cannot keep quiet when a woman is saying, listen, I was sexually harassed. This old man has made sexual advances to me. We cannot. And she says there's a message. So for me, unfortunately, I say is guilty till proven innocent. But Mary Phadi must be very careful if indeed it comes out that John Hlophe is innocent. Mary Phadi will never be able to recover from this, number one, and a lot of women will be diverted to Mary Phadi's case, saying now Mary Phadi part 2. So as a woman, when you come out, make sure that the information is there. Make sure that you've got the evidence. Make sure so that you don't disappoint the women who are going to be experiencing the same situation like you. King, what are you saying? When I don't have information, when I don't have evidence, I must not come out. Come out, but understand the risk of the perpetrator winning the case in court, because court is the South African court is about who has got the richest lawyers, who's got the most expensive lawyers. I mean. So there was a friend of mine who went to prison for goods, stolen goods. Another person stole things and brought it to his home, and they drank, and then the police caught this boy the next day, and they drove with him to go and see where the stolen goods were, and they found them at the residence of this friend of mine. They went to prison. Man. Because this one actually stabbed someone somewhere where they took these things. They went to prison for, I think they were sentenced for like 8 years or something like that. And this guy, my friend, his mother got a lawyer after three years. After 3 years, the lawyer said, no, your son was not supposed to be arrested. Challenged the court case. My friend was released. And I'm like, but this judiciary system is unfair, man. It's about who's got the money, the deep pockets to buy the best lawyers. You've got a state lawyer, you go into jail. You've got a private lawyer, advocate, they can represent you, and you might be safe even in a case of murder. That is how it is in South Africa. So luckily for Mary Phadi, she's not lacking here. So she will have the best lawyers, of course, should this thing go to court. And I'm sure Dr. will be representing Dr. John Hlophe. That is how it's going to be. I would like to hear your opinion about this whole situation. How are you feeling about it? Do you think Dr. John Hlophe is guilty? Do you think it is wrong for me at the workplace to look at another attractive woman and say, "I umuhle sesiyong," uzongipanini? Those type of silly comments. Do you think those things must be deleted completely at the workspaces? People's wives, people's daughters, people's sisters, and you are making those comments towards them at work. Hey, all I'm going to say, gentlemen, don't even tell these girls bahle. Yo, yazi umuhle kanjani namhlanje. Gents, ungazisola. I promise you. Ungazisola. The day I appreciate leyo comment leyo ukuthi umuhle. Uzothi, why are you looking at me? You're undressing me with your eyes. Why are you saying imuhle? And report it to HR. Usenjeni. You might laugh and say, "Our king, that is silly." That is happening, ladies and gentlemen, in South Africa. So all the best to Mary Phadi. Dr. John Hlophe, unfortunately, I'm on Phadi's side. You are guilty until proven innocent, because she has come up with the story and the little information, I won't say evidence, the little information that she has given us. To me, it says that there is something that happened, but if it is true, if it happened or not, I guess we'll have to see in the courts. So thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Until we meet again, don't forget to pray. But after you pray, stand up, African child. Do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan-Africanism. I salute you.